Alright guys, what's happening? What's going down? Sorry I'm running late. Gizzard, you're gizzard. Just give in to the hashtag give in to the gizzard. What's up, Kalishnikov? What's up, gizzard? Hey Ghost, what's up? Isn't it past your bedtime? And you get your beauty sleep. Oh, little man's, hey Grim. No, little guy's not feeling so hot. but you know, he took his medicine like a champ. And I'm very proud of him for that. So hopefully he'll be feeling better. It's that time of the year, you know, I guess. So it'll, what's up? Jan is gay. That's what I hear. That's the news on the street. What's up, George? So, you know, I'm sure till it's all said and done, it'll run through all of us and we'll be feeling like garbage. What's going on, Patriot? How's it hanging? So I'm a little just kind of throwing it together here. RL, what's happening? Yes. I will say I am very non-computer savvy or suave. Savvy. I guess savvy is the word. But I did know that you couldn't change your screen name more than a couple times in a 3-month period. When you put that video up, man, I laughed my ass off. We were sitting on the couch watching a little guy on the couch. We were watching. I think we were watching Lion King or something, and the video came up, and I grabbed my phone and I threw my headphones in real quick, and my wife was like, "What's the matter?" I was like, "Oh, I gotta watch this video quick." I was like, I think one of the guys, one of my buddies online, it got banned or something. Not quite, right? No Dak, what's happening? And you're not monetized. I couldn't really figure out. Couldn't figure out what the heck was going on at first. I was like, well, this guy's not monetized. How did he get? I was like, did he get a copyright strike or something? And how the hell did he get 3 of them at once? Fuzzy. All right. So what's going on, guys? What's happening? How was Thanksgiving? Right? How'd everything turn out? That's how you fail the internets, with style. That's right. Gizzard says his was great. That's awesome, man. I know we were talking a little bit earlier, night before, I guess it was, saying you had some family over. We did a very small get together here too, just a few people, which is fine with me. And then as we go, we'll sort of float off and see this person, that person, this person, you know. Ben, you don't have to be defensive. Gizzard, 95-year-old mother, and we had a real nice day. That's great. Have the great days while you can. You know, I miss my grandpa every day. I talk about him a lot. I talk about him a lot because I think about him a lot. I think every day I think about him. We always wish we had more time. And you know, one of the things I had said, Travis P11 did a live stream one time from his family's house or something, and his grandpa popped in and was sitting there with him, and you know, I just had to say it. I was like, man, you know, take advantage of it, and talk to him. I wish I would have talked to my grandpa more about his childhood, his upbringing, you know, the things he went through. I just had lunch with my aunt last week, and we did a lot of talking about him and some family stuff. She's kind of, we'll say, the family historian So I'm very, very thankful of that she has knowledge to pass on. So, but Ben, no, this didn't start out on a sad note. That's not a sad note. Don't think that. That's your age. That's your age. Saying this started out on a sad note. It did not. It is a thoughtful note. Okay, and when you're young, you don't think about it. You don't think about it. I've been very, very lucky in my life that I haven't lost many people. So the ones that I have, they hit kind of hard, especially him, especially my grandfather. But you know, don't take advantage. Don't take advantage of it. You know what I mean? I should say, take advantage of them while they're here. Take advantage of their presence. So that's it. So let's wash our hands of that. Thanksgiving was good for everybody. Hopefully, anybody get any Black Friday stuff going on? Anybody see anything awesome that they just had to buy? I know for most of us that tried to, I will say I was actually a little bit relieved that people had trouble with the, hey, Deuce Driver, what's going on, buddy, man? With the $250 Bushmaster, because really, man, if I had it, I'd have snagged that son of a bitch real quick, because I really do want an AR. You guys know that. But the funds weren't there, so it was a little relief to hear that some of they had some trouble with it, because they don't feel so bad about not being able to buy it now. But there was a really good deal I saw too on a pistol that was that's kind of on my wish list a little bit. FNX Tactical in 45. Threaded barrel. I think it's 15 round. They had that, which I guess is cut for a red dot. Yeah, poor Annie A. I know, that's a bummer. The real Allen B Pro. There you go. So the FNX Tactical 45 with a Vortex Venom, which I love Vortex. I'm a big fan of Vortex. It's kind of my go-to. For $925. It's a good deal. That was a good deal. $925. They usually run around $1,000, so they're a little bit under if you find a good deal on it. So for $9, what's up, Mad Sexy? Mad Sexy. I see. Look at that. Johnny Cash, buddy. I love it. Love Johnny Cash. Good avatar, man. No, is that what you were carrying, Deuce? Deuce says he has 15 plus 1. He loves his FNX. Did you see mine at the rally? No, I did not notice what you were carrying. And it was about the only thing we didn't talk about at the rally is what we were actually each carrying. But I saw you had it in a Kydex, but I didn't notice what it was. No. Kalashnikov Vortex. I do like Vortex. Yep. Ben says, is the FNX 45 tactical actually used by any militaries or special forces units, or is it just another video game gun that people drool over? It is a badass gun though, and I want to get one someday. FNX or FN Herstall has been used. I know that it has been used militarily. I'm not sure by who specifically, or if it was ever a issued weapon. I know some militaries, some parts of militaries can carry whatever they want. So I'm sure somewhere along the line somebody's carrying them. I do like the controls on the FNs, the decocker and stuff like that. So it's nice. Hemi says it's a vid game gun. Save your money and get the non-tactical. I like the fact that it's got the threaded barrel. I really like it. It's a cool range gun, and it's a cool home gun. And if the damn suppressor, the Share Act, the Share Act or something like it would ever go through, I'd love to get a suppressor and suppress it. It'd be an awesome house gun. RL says, or Ben says it's not as fun. That's true. I will agree with Ben. Not as fun. How else are we supposed to pretend we're super cool if we don't have a super cool gun that's better than we are? That's right. Deuce, you got a suppressor paperwork in, and now we wait. That's awesome. I know somebody that's going to have a suppressor soon. Well, we might just have to get together and shoot then, won't we? I don't have anything like that, so that's on the wish list. And when it popped up, I was super excited to see it, even though I was super unable to buy it. Chiappa rhinos are cool too, and I mean those are really neat. There's a few things I've said this before. I'm not the kind of dude that necessarily wants to stockpile a ton of guns and have multiple this and multiple that. Like Yankee has like 4 320s or something like that, and like a 100 Beretta 92s. But I'd like to have a little bit of everything. Gary says, let's all change our name to Alan B. Pro. You'd have to change it slightly different. So one would have to be lowercase a for Alan. But that would be funny if you get like 30 or 40 people all with the same name with just different variations so it works. Oh my God, that'd be so funny to do on like one of Matt's chats or something. Just show up on a Sunday morning and have like a third of the people all have the same name. Patriot says, oh yeah, that's cool. Well, what about the pork bellies? What about the pork bellies, buddy? Everybody saw I did throw out a pork belly video this morning. That was my, I finally got my Smeggy's video out. He wanted me to do a pork belly video, and I just was unable to do it for a while. I was just super, super busy. And, then I did all the Thanksgiving stuff. And the Thanksgiving stuff just sort of took over for like a week or a week and a half. So when I got a chance to do it, I threw one together. It's a really, really simple video. And I did it real quick to get it out last night. So they had it out this morning. I like to have them out. If I do one later in the week, I like to have it out by Sunday morning or Saturday night. It's kind of nice because there's Matt's in the morning and he likes my stuff, so he'll throw me a little plug, usually like he did this morning, which is awesome. Yeah, the pork belly video, if you're unfamiliar with pork belly, you've never made it from raw, check it out. It's like an 11-minute video. It's nothing crazy. I'm really sorry, guys. I was up last night with the little guy till on and off. My wife and I were up with him real late, so I'm super tired. But the pork belly video, a little over 11 minutes, and changed it up to Alan B. Pro with 1 L. That's right. The sauce that I use for the glaze is actually a bought sauce. It's straight out of the bottle, which I don't do a whole lot, but it works great. It's a good product. Alan B. Pro. B-E-E Pro. That's right. Alien B. Pro. They should... Alan... Oh, that's what you need to do. Is you need to get in touch with Alien Gear. Get yourself a new Kydex. Alien B. Pro. Ben says he's surprised that the FNX 45 TAC is even legal in Maryland. There's really nothing that would be... I don't think there's any laws in Maryland that would be against it. You guys don't have mag limits. You just have... And you're not super gun friendly. But it could be worse. Oh boy. Alan B. Pro would it be? Alan says Alien Gear has been in touch with him. he has not agreed to their terms. Whatever their terms are, go with it. even if it's a free holster. Don't just whore yourself out, bro. Do it. Ben says they have a lot of limitations. In fact, the definition of an unending paper chase, especially for getting a CCW. But they don't have... I mean, it's not like Jersey or Cali or New York. So, come yours. Yeah, Deuce. That's cool, man. Let me know. Hey, if you... There's a new range opening up, sort of down by Harrisburg somewhere. So we need to, get in touch with you. We can check it out. RL says, show us on the doll where alien gear touched you, Alan. Double T says, Heavy B will get pissed at us at the use of the B. His little B has a helmet and doesn't this B have an AR-15 or something? I don't know. When am I coming to California? Probably never. Not because I don't want to, just because I got nothing pulling me there. Although with all this talk about SHOT Show, I was talking to my wife today about turning the SHOT Show into a vacation one of these years. Jesus, Ben. There's a 30-day waiting period before you can make another purchase, and you got to spend almost $1,000 on qualifying for a new gun and for the safety course, as well as hours of paperwork. Jesus. I didn't know Maryland sucked that hard. Says there's 6 months of waiting and a maybe for a CCW. That blows, man. Mad Sexy says, damn it, come on, I'm here. Why the hell do I gotta come there? California sucks. Well, it doesn't suck. I can't say it sucks. I've never been there. I do know some people that came out to work out there and they turned tail and headed home. They just couldn't take it. Restaurant guys, cooks. Yeah, Gizzard says move to a state with constitutional carry. Yeah, there's some states around you that are good. PA's good. West Virginia. I don't know how Virginia is. I know Pennsylvania has reciprocity with quite a few states when you head down, but I don't think Virginia is one of them. Oh boy. Let's see. Yeah. Maryland sucks. California sucks. Blah blah blah. Double T says he's written off the whole Northeast and West Coast. What's up, Nate? 2099. What's happening, buddy? I never got a chance to throw this up on gun channels into the lobby. I was running around too much. Ben says there's a law proposed to limit rifle bags to 5 rounds. Are you talking about in general or to hunt? Hey, Mel's here. What's going on, Mel? I know in PA there are some hunting restrictions that are a little bit weird. 5 rounds, I think. Well, maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure. I want to say maybe 5 rounds for rifles. We can't use semi-auto to hunt. Large caliber, anyway. And shotguns, I think you're only allowed to have 3. It can only hold 3 rounds, which is weird. It's going down too, Hottie. Mad Sexy wants to move to Tennessee. What the hell's in Tennessee other than bourbon? Whiskey. Nothing wrong with that, actually. I got bourbon right here. Bourbon in my hat. As a matter of fact. We got 19 in the room. No, you got no family out there? Yeah. Do you have family on the East Coast? Two hotties organizing the gun save. I don't have that problem. I don't have too much. I don't have too many guns. But my gun save is too small, even though I don't have a whole lot. You gotta fit them in there like it's like Jenga or something. You gotta put them in just right. Mel, are you talking to me? So was my Thanksgiving great? Yeah, my Thanksgiving was really good. The real Alan B. Pro says 19 watching and only 4 thumbs up. What's that say? That means they don't like the show, and that's okay. It means the show sucks. The gun safe is full of recipes. No, unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, I did not have a gun safe when my son was born, and money was tight. So I did what you're not supposed to do, and I got something that was big enough for what I had. And since I've bought 2 things since, and that's about it. I'm out of space. I just bought like a little guy. So I have a feeling that someday this is either gonna be exclusively ammo storage when I get a bigger one, or I'm gonna re-gift it. I'm gonna gift it to somebody, as a Christmas present or something, which, still a $300 save or $350 save or whatever. Mad Sexy says, what's a good recipe for apple pie? Apples, pie, put it in the oven. Bam. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a billion different recipes out there for apple pie. And then when you get into some of the ones from the East Coast here, like you see like cheddar cheese on them and stuff, which everybody thinks is really weird, but it's actually kind of neat. It's kind of good. I think the biggest thing is sometimes people don't know that they're using kind of a bad apple for pies. And they'll use something that turns grainy or something that gets too soft on you. So, when you're looking at it, like those real crisp, firm apples are the best. Use the Granny Smiths, Honey Crisps is a good one. Red Delicious and stuff like that. Not such a great apple to use. I know growing up we had a couple apple trees up at our camp, and we had a Red Delicious and a Yellow Delicious, and Your Next approves firm apples. Oh shit. Too Hottie says, are we crackle free? Nah, crackle's in here somewhere. Unless my mic's crackling, which who the hell knows. Actually, I don't have a mic, it's just on my phone. I had to stop using my mic. I bought a nice little wired mic, lapel mic, and the damn thing started cracking on me during one video. I had no idea. Went home and edited the video, and it was cracking like a bitch. Jan is gay. Jan is gay. What? Now it's not the real. Everybody. I'm so confused with. Oh my god. Alan B. Pro is confusing me. It's almost as confusing as Frank today in Clover's chat when he was Clover Tack. Man, Clover got pissed, huh? Whew, boy. Hell, he was mad at us. He was mad at his mods because we didn't ban his ass fast enough. I didn't even know what was going on. I was confused as shit. I was like all I know is I was watching The Walking Dead, talking, listening to the Clover Tack, and I looked down I heard him bitching about it. Yeah, it was Frank Too Hottie. Of course it was. I don't know what his goddamn problem is. And he's bitching at us for not getting on him. I was like, Clover Tack bitching about us not banning Clover Tack for. Yeah, it was Frank, and he knew it was Frank. That's, I think, what pissed him off so much is he's unbanned a guy like 3 times. Mad, sexy, back in the house. Ugly redneck. There you go. Yeah, it didn't even... Yeah, it wasn't in yellow. It didn't even occur to me at first. Well, I mean, when you're... You know, I mean, you see the names. I mean, it's like mine. If I would type something, it obviously would have, you know, the yellow crown next to it. But you guys see me type in all these other chats other times, so would you really notice it if somebody else came on with almost my name? You know what I mean? You probably wouldn't notice it. Yeah, Frank is the worst in the chats. You know what, Kalishnikov, lately it hasn't even been the fact that he has a dirty mouth. Like, sometimes he'll come in and say something like smartassy or, you know, whatever, but it's just more his... It's just is like disrespectful. I think that's what, you know. Nate 2099 says, why are people so fucking sensitive about cursing? Clover is, especially because he has he does the Next Generation, and really literally does have some young kids that watch. Collier Gun Girls pop in, and I'm sure some of his other kids might too. And they actually subscribed to me. They subscribed to my channel and made a comment to one of my videos, the cheesecake video last week, the pumpkin cheesecake video I did. So, you know, I will say, you know, and I told them, yes, they said, oh, it looks great, or whatever. I said, hey, you know, thanks for subscribing. And if you do come on the channel, which the chances of them coming this late, because it's a school night, is very, very slim. It's sorry, I was reading. Yeah, let them know. Hey, let me know if you would for some reason stop into my chat, because I want you guys to keep it PG. I wouldn't, just the same reason him. Yeah, they're young, and I wouldn't want them to be offended, and I also would not want to have their parents be upset for some reason. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm a dad now, so. But he thinks about that a lot. The pants, I know. I actually just said that like 5 minutes ago. I said, damn, I didn't get a chance to post this on gun channels. I was actually running really late. My son's sick. I didn't even think, I wasn't even 100% sure I was going to be able to do a chat. He was up and down a couple times today with him, or he was up and down. Pants, do I have a channel set up on there? Not really, because I'm on mobile, and up until like 2 days ago I didn't think I was really able to stream on gun channels. And then somebody said, what was it, Jimmy said, I think during the early watch or something, or Daily Show, I don't remember, said that you were able to. So I just haven't had a chance to, because my son's been sick and I've been working. I just haven't had a chance. So tonight was, see you, Redneck. See you, Mad Sexy. Pan says, if you're running from mobile, you can let somebody know and they can post it for you. Awesome. I will let them know. I had no idea. Yeah, the other day Jimmy said something about it. I'm sorry, I'm getting a couple of texts too. I'm looking at up like 3 different things. I'm trying to read you guys, and I'm reading a text that just came in. Give me 30 seconds here, guys. Well, that's the little guy who's still not feeling too good. So, anyway. So that's why Yeah, I'm actually getting a text from my wife because my son's not feeling really well. He's not doing so hot, so we probably won't go very long tonight. But have I ever put a ham sandwich on an AK? In an AK? On an AK? Don't think so. In an AK? No. Yeah, too hot. He says, "Oh, we see what's important to you. It's obviously not your viewers. Not right now. It's not." I'm balancing. This is a balancing act, just like at work. Trying to. Your neck says no, but I put a put a ham sandwich to him. All right, there we go. He's there. You go. See, now you guys can see he's doing a little bit better. Jumpy says, "Have you ever tried to incorporate superfoods into a full course dinner?" Superfoods, you mean like quinoa, or you have to elaborate a little bit there. And what do you mean by that? Do you mean incorporate it into a full, like get individual things, or turn superfoods into a dinner, like all superfoods? No, I have not done that. The super sugar crisp? Nah. Now, superfood would be basically what a superfood is technically, I guess I don't know exactly what the definition would be, but I mean, usually when you talk about superfoods, you're thinking things that are high in protein, low in fat, high in antioxidants. Blueberries, cranberries. Quinoa is a big one. Quinoa is a RL says he'll volunteer for mod status. I'm trustworthy. Quinoa is actually a perfect protein. A lot of people don't know, if you eat anything other than meat, there's not a whole lot of things that are perfect proteins. So you can eat things together. Beans and rice make a perfect protein, but quinoa by itself is a perfect protein, and it's a vegetable, a grain. So that's what makes it kind of different. Cycle. Yeah, this is like the third time I've mentioned this. Do I not broadcast on gun channels? I need to get with somebody to show me how to embed the link, because I'm on mobile. I don't have a computer. So I just have not, up until the other day, I didn't know that you could do it. I was always told that you couldn't, that I couldn't. So I never really tried. And the other day, Jimmy James said it. He said something about that. It actually might have been Thanksgiving morning. He mentioned something about you can do it, you just have to know how to do it, and I don't. Gun channels tends to be a little finicky with mobile to begin with, so for me to just go in there and start banging around and just trying shit until it works probably isn't the best way to do it. So yeah, I just need somebody to sort of guide me through it. It would be awesome to have somebody do like a little video of it. So if any of you guys are watching, you know how to do it, it'd be awesome to throw a little video together, like a little tutorial. Never bow down. Am I the only one with no sound? Yeah, I think you are, as far as I know. Uh-oh, RL, it's hammer time. Hammer time. Stop. Hammer time. Let me go back up here, because I feel like I missed a bunch of stuff. RL says the gun channel guys are triggered. Kalishnikov says, if you use a type of breading on your pork chops or fried chicken, put cornflakes in it without the sugar, it tastes amazing. I can see that being good. Superfood. Callahan says a superfood is like crushed Captain Crunch breaded chicken wings. That sounds pretty good too. Super duper pork bellies. Alright, well, let me go back down here. Oh man, Jorge's Jorge's hammer timing. Klishnikov says, peace out, AKs for life. See you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in, man. All right. Grim says, what? I can't hear you. Say it louder. And we started, I'm kind of flighty today, man. I know we started talking about stuff and I stopped and started and stopped. Kind of all over the place. So here's a good question. On the other end, everybody's been saying, how's Thanksgiving? How's your Thanksgiving? Blah, blah, blah. Who was at a Thanksgiving dinner where something turned out brutal, horrible, like the turkey and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, where they cut into it and it just it was so dry it just blew dust everywhere. Was anybody at a dinner where they had something that was just like ungodly horrible and nobody wanted to eat it, but they did anyway because want to be like it's their family? Jan is gay. I've been itching for more ink. Have you had any ideas for more tats? Yeah, I do. I know I scrolled up because I've been missing a lot. You guys are chatting hard tonight, man. Going quick. My next tattoo, I would really like it to be, and my son is getting to the age he doesn't. He's a very smart little guy for sure, but he's not writing yet. So one of my next tattoo, I would really like it to be something that he wrote. Maybe I know this is gonna sound sappy, but if he writes like "I love you, Dad," or just writes "Daddy" or something like that. Like when he first writes that, and it's all scribbly and wiggly and fun. I'd like to get that tattooed on me somewhere. Yeah. So. I thought that would be a really neat tattoo. Patriot says, my sister-in-law brought a green bean casserole dish of X's past. My wife and I were just talking about that today. Like, we should actually, because it's such a prevalent thing, but we don't do it, is maybe I'll do one for Christmas just to try and bang one out. But we... everybody has them for Thanksgiving. Everybody talks about them. Some people say they're horrible, and then other people will talk to them like, "Oh, it's awesome. We love it. My aunt does it. Or my grandma makes one. It's so good." I need to sort of do a little research, and what I like to do when I do. Gizzard said my sister came over for Thanksgiving years ago at my parents. Brought a basket of homemade rolls. She had to run to the store. She put them in a low oven. The towel over the rolls caught fire in the oven. That sucks, man. One of the things I like to do when I do recipes or I do research, and I say I do research on food. I mean, one of the simplest things, and this is what a lot of people don't do, is they'll hit up cookbooks or they'll hit up and they'll find a recipe and they're like, man, what the hell? Let me try that out. And they try it out, and sometimes it turns out great and sometimes it doesn't. I like to hit up, I have some books. I don't have a ton of research books or a ton of cookbooks that I go to. I have some of the ones from school that I keep the 101, like pastries 101 or whatever, because those have the fundamentals in them. And then once you get the fundamentals, you move on. Get your basics down, and then you can be, you can go from there. But when I hit the internet, I will look at 20 different recipes of the same thing. I'll just Google a generic recipe and I'll look at 20 different ones. and and sometimes you see the techniques, and sometimes you see different ingredients, or you know, like we're talking about apple pie. You see different people use different apples, and if you get the wrong one, it's going to turn out like applesauce in the middle. So that's what I like to do. It's nice. It's fun. It's fun too because you get to see some different variations. See you, Nate. See you, buddy. All women that can't cook can make make green bean casserole. Yeah, I think that's where the stigma that it sucks comes from, because most people, when they make something like that, would not like blanch and shock the veg to keep it nice and green and bright. Just cook the shit, just boil the shit out of it, dump mushroom, what's that, cream and mushroom all over it, and a can of those French fried green bean thingers on there, and you know, fire it in the oven or something. I don't know. And then you get this olive drab army green blob of Alan is pro. All right, so that's Mad Sexy, that then changed his name to Ugly Redneck, that now just changed his name to Alan is pro. So you're stuck with that now, right? Although if you don't have any content on your channel, it doesn't really matter. You can just open up a second account, I guess. But like somebody like me or Alan did that, we'd be stuck with that name for 90 days, like, you know. Too Hottie, how was my Thanksgiving? It was really good. It was very low key. You know, one of the things that that's nice is the ability to do stuff at the restaurant. That's a big deal. So like the turkey video I did, you know, obviously broke down my turkey and got it brined. I actually froze it. I did that. I froze it the night that I did the next day when I brined it, and then pulled it out the day before, let it thaw out, and cooked it, and it was fantastic. The stuffing, I did do a stuffing video, but I was kind of experimenting with stuffing video this year, or not video, recipes. So I did not do a video of it, because I didn't know how it was going to turn out. It turned out really good, but I wasn't sure. So really the day of, it's kind of nice because the stuffing was done the night before. I just had to throw it in the oven. The turkey was done. I just had to throw it in the oven. You know, I made some mashed potatoes, made our sweet potatoes that my wife likes, that her family's been doing for years. I do that now. I do everything. Yeah. 04 Hemi said he had some sweet potatoes this weekend that were covered in thinly sliced apples with cinnamon and sugar on top. That does sound really good. Now, were they like the canned sweet potatoes, or were they like a homemade sweet potato, like cut them and cook them and all that kind of stuff? Probably the canned. I mean, most people use the canned. Cycle, do I have Wi-Fi at home and work? Yes, I do have Wi-Fi at home. And we do have Wi-Fi at work, but it is super wonky. I actually, a couple of weeks ago, maybe more than a couple of weeks ago, I tried to go live at work. I was the only one there. It was a really late night. I had to stay and do some prep. So I was going to fire up a live stream and stick it up on the shelf and just bullshit a little bit, and it could not I could not get it to connect. It connected and dropped out, connected and dropped out. Like, it was just a mess. So laptop would be a better choice than desktop. Yeah, we want to get a laptop. Yep. Clovertac, I will tell you what, you can stick it up. That's not nice. Why would you come on here and say that to me? Too Hot, he says, ever tried apple and bacon and stuffing, or dressing as some call it? My stuffing this year, I call it stuffing. My stuffing this year was dried cranberry, Granny Smith apple, and toasted walnut, or roasted walnut. So I have not done bacon. I've not done bacon in the stuffing, but there's nothing wrong with that. Hell, we all like bacon, right? Clovertac shut his lawn chair chat down. Went inside, drank like 3 Red Bulls. Now he's all wound up, looking for trouble, looking to cause shit in somebody else's chat. RL says, serious question. That's amazing, right? Can you guys believe it? Serious question. What video editor do you use on mobile? I'm trying out a few and I can't find one I really like. I do all my stuff on iMovie. I'm super simple. Until I get a laptop, which I don't know. Man, tomorrow's the day to do it. You know what I mean? Cyber Monday. Tomorrow's the day to do it, but I don't know that I'll be able to. I don't know that we can afford to get a laptop yet, so we'll see. But for now, everything I do is an iMovie, just on my iPhone. I'm just kind of limping along, you know. Cycle says, so you prefer iOS to Windows? I use iOS because I use iOS, because everything's on my phone. Yep. Clovertac, did Crackle have bedtime? Yeah, he was here. I don't even know if he said goodbye. That little sumbitch. You sumbitch. He caught a lot of heat tonight. But I think, I don't know. I like Ben. Ben's a cool kid. He's just a little abrasive sometimes. He's like super blunt, you know. I'm just not like that. I'm kind of a wishy-washy. I'm kind of I don't know. I wear my heart on my sleeve, as they say, you know. RL, why do you ask? Are you trying to do stuff on your phone? Say you don't have an iPhone. Yeah, he brought the heat on himself. He gets pissed at me again today. Like he gets pissed at me. He acts like I'm coming down on him, and I'm not. I'm trying to help him out a little bit, and you know, it's like the old adage: you get more with honey than you do vinegar or whatever. And as a young guy, yeah, he said he is in high school. He's a senior in high school, which we did. I just got to tell you the backstory. These guys all know the backstory. You don't know the backstory. So he's very opinionated. He's very blunt, type A kind of kid. And we're all a little bit older, and we've paid some more dues, and I just, you know, I think about when I first started on here with you know, with all you guys, and, you know, gun channels and YouTube and stuff, and you got to kind of let yourself be absorbed in the community a little bit. So yeah, he came in with the bitch, you know. He said, "What's up, bitches?" You can't do that in Clover's chat, you know. No, I like Ben, and I talked to Ben a lot before he was ever on that, Travis's chat. But he came in swinging in Travis's chat that time too. It was it was pretty funny. It was pretty. He came in there. He came in there throwing haymakers. And that's it. Clover says he wants his mods to run the chat the way I want it run, and for the most part to do. Yeah, we try and keep up on it. Clover, I was actually just talking. Were you here when I was talking about the Collier Gun Girls? Actually subbed to me after one of the chats I was on with you. Actually, it was after that Next Generation chat the other day that you pulled out of the brink of darkness when nobody showed up. They subbed to me. Yeah, they seem really cool. I haven't watched any of your videos. It seems like it's neat that it's a whole family thing. Their mom and dad shoot, and they shoot. It's really pretty cool. But I told them, just like in your chats, always make yourself known, and we'll keep it PG. Not that they'll ever show up here because it's so late on a school night, but they commented on one of my videos, the cheesecake video. This is really cool. The real Alan B. Pro says, I was giving the parents praise and had no idea they were in the room. Yeah. Have I ever played with mint jelly? Jumpy says. A little bit. That's pretty old school. It's not really something that you see a whole lot. Every once in a while, if I run lamb, maybe one out of every 50 people that would get a rack of lamb or something might ask for it. It's just not super. It's just not I don't want to say it's not a thing anymore, but you just don't see it. I really don't know the history of it or how it became a thing with lamb, but I think it's to cover up the gaminess, But it's not such an issue anymore. The more stuff is domesticated, the better feed that they have, the less strong the flavor is anyway. I mean, years ago it was more common. You got 19 watching. This is really good, guys. Especially for a late start. Kind of a shotgun start. Kalishnikov, I thought you were leaving. The hell, did I miss something? Alan says, with my accidental name change, I felt that I should start another channel with a clean name for things like Clover's Youth Chats. I think it's a good deal. I think it's a good idea. I mean, there's chats that you go to that are that you can say whatever you want, and there's chats that aren't. That's why we live in America, right? Uh-oh, Gizzard. Gizzard just got triggered. You're saying gay is dirty? Uh-oh. You can't say that around Gizzard. Gizzard, Gary, Gizzard, gay Gary, Gizzard. Jumpy says, what do you think what do you think of fusion cuisines, and what fusions really work really well? I think like using the term fusion cuisine as the years go on here becomes a little less and less exciting because so many more places are doing it. Culinarily, I mean, when you think about the United States, they always say the United States is a melting pot of different people. Culinarily, it's the same way. Sorry, I'm reading text. I gotta stop doing that so much. I primarily for the past over a decade now have been primarily working in Asian American cuisine, which I love. It's been super, super fun. I get a chance to go to the Asian markets, root around, find really fun stuff, do a lot of research, do a lot of trial and error and mad scientist stuff, and just I've just learned it. So doing that and knowing that's what I'm going to do, I've brought in some Italian themes, things that are Italian and Asian, and then generic. They say Asian American. Patriot, you leaving? So Asian works really well because that's what I'm doing. I'm obviously going to say that. But it's hard to, I don't know. That's a hard question. What fusion do I think works really well? I mean, when I say Asian, you break that up into like Chinese, Cantonese, Korean, Thai, Japanese. I mean, obviously those are, but we can lump all those into Asian. I don't know. Gillette fusion? Yeah, those are good. Actually, I think I have one of those. Well played, Gary. Well played. But I don't know. You got me a little bit stumped on that one, I think. You think about the French. French is kind of the basis for so much already. And when you think about American, like when I'm thinking, when I think of American food, it already is kind of fusion. So that kind of jumps the shark a little bit. Korean Mexican. Psycho Camp 1 says Korean Mexican. There's actually a place. There's multiple locations. Philly that does Latin Asian. So that's pretty cool. That's a neat. Well, Ghost would say American and Japanese. That's his wife's Japanese. But when you think about it, I mean, it's kind of hard because it's kind of hard for me to say what works well because with American, because American already is a fusion. French Asian. I mean, if you've ever had banh mi, which is a Vietnamese sandwich, Kim Luck Rodriguez. If you ever go to a Vietnamese place and they have what's called a banh mi, BAHNMI, banh mi. It's actually traditionally served on a French baguette. And I know when I first started doing Asian food, and I started going to the markets, the Asian markets, I was walking into Asian markets and I'm like, not banh mi. There you go. Or else is great at homey fusion. Tries gin and juice. It's rolling down the street, smoking endo, sipping on gin and juice. It's the banh mi is usually you see them with pork belly, which you could use. The hoisin glazed pork belly would be amazingly perfect. Or you see it with pounded chicken, usually thighs, like dark meat, so it's nice and tender, pounded out. You'll see it with seafood, whatever. But it's traditionally served on a French baguette. So I go into these Asian markets, and there'd be these stands of French baguettes. And it just didn't make sense. I'm like, okay, so Asians, Asian markets, Asian food, Asian cuisine doesn't use a whole lot of bread. You just don't think about it. You'll see steamed buns. The steamed buns are sorry, reading Clover Text, Psycho Camp thing. So for them to have that is kind of weird. They don't have risen doughs. Clover Text says you need to get a gun channel set up. Someone else can link you the chats there and post. Okay. I didn't know somebody else could do that for me. I will hit you up. I've got your email. Maybe, I don't know, man. You're super busy, man. I hate to bug you with it, but maybe I can get with you sometime this week and, you can help me out. So, I mean, you think about fusion food, how it came to be. You got the banh mi sandwich. It's this Asian sandwich. It's served on a bread that they don't normally ever use. And it was in the times of basically trading. Spice trades, from the Middle East. Basically trading food all over the world. They were trading for black pepper and salt. Like, salt was more expensive than it was worth, more than gold at one time. It was amazing. So bread was one of the things that eventually traveled over from France and ended up in Asia. And it's kind of weird because they latched onto it, started making sandwiches out of it, and it was basically one of the first fusion foods. Pierogies. Pierogies are a neat example. Pierogies aren't necessarily a fusion food, but every culture has a stuffed dough. When you think about it, you've got pierogies. You've got Samoas, which are Indian. Ravioli. And, like dumplings or pot stickers or something like that. Or else there's a place for all God's creatures next to my mashed potatoes and gravy. The creatures are delicious. especially if they're not pretty. If they're not cute, then people don't mind you eating them so much. That's Cubans know how to stuff dough. Yeah, double T. Empanada, right? Yeah, empanada. Oh, is that Cuban? That's Latin American. That's Mexican. Well, what is there specifically a Cuban one? What is that? I forget. I don't know. Creatures. So there you go. Stuffed dough of the world. What is the ugliest animal I would eat? I don't know. I guess it depends on how hungry you are, right? I guess if you're super hungry, I guess it doesn't really matter. Possum's pretty ugly. Fuckers are ugly, man. They're scary creatures. You want to talk about a creature? There you go. 04 Hemi says, what sharpener do you use for your knives? Who the heck? Somebody asked me today what knives I use in a comment. Shit. I feel bad now, because I was talking to him in the chat. So we actually use house knives. I actually use the knives you guys see me use in the video are like super cheap, stamp blade, just our house knives that get sharpened once a week. So they switch them out. They'll pick the old ones up, drop off sharper ones, and then in between that, I just use a steel. Actually the one that I have is a Dexter Russell. It's not because it's a Dexter Russell, but it is. And I've had it for years. So I don't use a stone. The sharpeners that have the that you drag through, are fine if your knife is really, really in bad shape, or has some nicks in it or something like that. But they take a lot of blade off. So if you have a really nice knife, you don't want to use that. It's kind of a bummer when you use that you do a couple of swipes on that, you'll actually see some metal shavings and stuff, and you're just destroying your knife at that point. So F2 dot, how do we say F2 dot? DF2 dot, what's up? So I just use a traditional steel, just a couple times. That's it. I've got no magic trick. Hey, Smeggy42. Howdy, Smeggy42. Are you satisfied with your pork belly video, buddy? My wife loves that pork belly. That's how she likes it. Howdy ho, Mr. Smeggy42. So you got to tell me. I mean, you can tell me now. I still owe you one. I owe you a video. So if you want to, if you know what you want, let me know. It can be anything. Doesn't have to be a protein either. You know, if you just want it to be, you could be something general like ravioli. Do a ravioli or pasta. Do fresh pasta. You know, that would be cool too. Doesn't have to be. You know, chicken, beef, blah blah blah. The hell's going on here? You going on a date with Jumpy? Smeggy's about to go chopped on my ass. You talking to me? You can go chopped on my ass. I was actually talking to somebody the other day. I thought it'd be fun to do. Or no, was it on here last week? Be fun to do a mystery basket with a couple of people. All three of, like, everybody get the same, like, 10 ingredients and see what you come up with. Alan B. Pro, have you ever used emo eggs? You mean emu? E-M-U? Emo eggs? Yeah, too hotty that is. Emo eggs? Like emo kids, like, oh, I'm so sad. Like they're running around listening to The Cure and shit. Emu egg. No, I've not used emo eggs. Emu. They got me saying it. Son of a bitch. Emu. Or ostrich. I have had ostrich, but not ostrich eggs. Ostrich is actually really good. The emo eggs would cut itself. Ostrich is really tasty. It's a little bit lighter than duck in color. It's got a good flavor to it. Yep, see, she likes Vegas. There you go. Alan, you need to do a video where you go and wrestle a ostrich. That's what we want to see. That's the kind of shit that we need to see on the new Alan B. Pro station. The real Alan B. Pro station / ostrich wrestler. You dress up like Ric Flair. I know, Smeggy, I know you're going to SHOT Show, and son of a bitch. I want to go sometime. I want to go somewhere. I want to, I've wanted to go before I even knew that I couldn't go, if that makes sense. Yeah, too hot. Just rub it in. You guys will have a blast, man. That's awesome. I mean, you can't possibly see the whole goddamn thing. I mean, you really... What were they saying? It's like 5 times the size of Wanamaker or something? Yeah, killer steak tonight. Yeah, Clover says, "Yep, it's huge, huge." You spell huge different than me. I spell it with a Y. I don't know. I have to get Travis P11 in here. He's smirked. He'll know which way to spell it right, correctly. Elmo eggs, tickle me Elmo eggs. Nodak says he roofies himself for the hell of it. Yeah, that's that's a good way to go. If you roofie yourself and you're not like on the couch or something, you end up on the floor. You can call them floories, not roofies. Let's see, what did I miss? Anything? Or is it just total nonsense like normal? Currently eating taco pizza. You're a son of a bitch, Alan. Taco pizza's good stuff. RL says, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, doesn't count for herpes. Trust me, he knows. Wait, is that what he said? He always says, trust me on this one. I don't know. I don't know, RL. I don't know. Travis P11 is smart, just like I have fat fingers. I like how you spell fat with a PH. Here's one for the chat. Beretta versus 1911. What's my favorite gun? It's Maggie, are you talking to me? Taco pizza is awesome. Beretta versus 1911. I've never actually shot like a 92. But I find the safety up is off thing kind of odd. I like to swipe down, and I have shot some 1911s, and I do like 1911s. I just so Maggie, you're not crashing the food chat with guns. That happens every week. We go back and forth. We actually go back and forth pretty well here. Sundays are pretty good. It's a good mix usually. What's my favorite gun? So anyway, back to the pistol thing. I guess I would have to say I prefer a 1911 safety wise. So I like to swipe down, and that's kind of a weird way to say, a weird reason maybe, but and what's my favorite gun? I guess the one I'm shooting at the time. I don't know, but I really do like I love my AK. You guys know that. I've got that done up really nice. That's how I like it. And I really, really do enjoy my new 308. That's a nice rifle, man. I'm really proud of that one. That's a nice rifle. I'd say quote unquote build because I build it. I didn't build shit, 2 Live Moo, what's pooping? It's more like put it together, Hemi says CZ SP01 best tactical pistol under $1,000 easy. I do like the CZ looks. I've handled them, never fired one. Yeah, Alan, we saw the video. Yeah, you got that 19 the Beretta. You mentioned it in the video how much you liked it. AKs for life, except no substitutes. Clover Tax talking garbage. 10mm. Clover, if you're gonna talk shit, you gotta get you gotta spell right. You gotta have your grammar correct. Clover Tax says 10mm. I is like a 40 S&W for a man. For a man. I do. You know what? I sent Yankee 2 emails today, and he read the one. He read the bullshit one about Gary. But I did have a serious question. Have you guys ever seen? I've never seen it. I was just doing some Google food and playing around, and the other day in bed, I was laying in bed, and a 40 Super. Have you ever heard of a 40 Super or seen a 40 Super? I didn't know anything about it until I Googled it. It's basically, he loves the, a lot of people like the 357 SIG. It's a neck down 40. Two Live Moo says, my 48-hour brine turkey turned out great per your recipe. Did you use the recipe as I had in the video? Just or did you have your own brine? You just did it for 2 hours. Your neck said the 45 Super is badass. Is that? I think it's called a 40 Super. It's a 45 neck down to a 40. I didn't get a chance to look at ballistics. I mean, obviously it's not popular. I've never heard of it, but Two Live says, yes, sir, yours. Awesome, man. That's great. That's one of the coolest things, man, is to hear that you guys are trying some of my stuff out. And that's exactly why I'm doing the videos the way I'm doing them, and not going too crazy and too over the top. I want to focus on technique, and letting people sort of build from there. So, it's sort of like the mac and cheese video, or any of them, really, the cheesecake video, any of them. They're basics. Learn the basics and then go from there. Other than adding some pumpkin puree to the cheesecake, it's a basic cheesecake. Go from there. You add chocolate chips, butterscotch chips. You can add, a bunch of lemon zest and make a lemon one. No big deal. The FN-57 is the most overrated pistol caliber on the planet. It's a little tiny rifle round. I am intrigued by the FN-57 just because it's still around, and maybe it's better than I think it is. I don't know. I always second guess myself, because originally I'm like, what the hell do I want that? The hell do I want that little tiny pistol round for? And then you see people that like it, and they talk, and they talk about the, not the velocity, but the Jesus power, whatever. And I don't know. Muzzle energy. That's what I'm thinking of. Jesus. But it's because it's so fast. 45 gap. Yeah, I don't get the 45 gap either. 45 Super is just a thicker walled, high pressure 45. Yeah, see, that's not what I'm talking about. Kalishnikov likes the 5.728 because of the superior velocity. Yeah, it's cool. It's real flat shooting. It's the same. It's the same idea as the Burno that's coming out. When I first saw the Burno, I thought, holy shit, this thing's awesome, man. It's like there's no drop for, like, I forget how far. I don't remember what it was. They were talking about because it's so fast. And so aerodynamic, the coefficient is so good that there's, like, I forget what the drop was at 1,000, like 500 yards or something. It was awesome. But they're also coming out with a price tag of like $7,500 for a goddamn pistol. Screw that. That's crazy. Because there's going to be one importer in the United States. Only one place is going to import it. They are taking pre-orders apparently, which, who knows? I wouldn't trust it until I see it. Like, even if you do a pre-order, if it'll ever happen at a price tag like that, they might just decide to scrap it. But it is pretty awesome. Visually, it's really cool looking too. It's a neat looking gun. If it was $1,500 or something, I'd say yeah, okay. But $7,500, psh. Yeah, no, I'm sure it'll change. I'm sure everything does, right? Eventually. 9mm rocks. It do rock. 9mm is good. I don't like the talk. I'm not talking too much shit. Message retracted. Yeah, or 1,500 or $2,000 for something that's awesome like that. That and what did I hear? The rounds are going to be proprietary, obviously, and they're I don't want to say assuming, but they're talking about them being $150 a round. That's expensive trigger pulls for a pistol. Hashtag where's AC97? I don't know. He forgot about it last week. He actually replied on last week's chat under the comment section after it uploaded that he forgot about it. And I saw him today in the chat, and he said, "Oh, I gotta remember you're on tonight." I think he forgot already. Well, yeah. RL says proprietary. Let's see if I can actually pronounce this one. Proprietary schmomitary. He reloads. Yeah, that's the way to go. Even if we've talked about reloading too. Even if all you do is have the ability to reload for something, that's really nice. Once you start reloading, you want to be able to reload for anything you have, just in case. Oh man, long day. Smomentary. Smo-me-it-airy. That's not right. That's not right. Knock it off, RL. That's it. Your mod's gone. See, this is what happened. I'm gonna take RL's mod away. Nope. See, you're gone. Thou givest, thou shalt takest away. They say, right? All right, you can have it back. I'll go get in the corner. Gary's got to go. Come on, Gary. Pop a couple of gizzards and hang out. Hemi was thinking about picking up a 450 Bushmaster, but ammo is expensive. 450 Bushmaster, that's a straight walled cartridge? I don't have my reloading stuff down here, or up here, even if I want to look. 450 Bushmaster, is that a straight walled cartridge, or, I mean, I know it's not a necked cartridge. But that would be... Okay, now here's... Because I know nothing about the round other than that, I guess. This might be a dumb... Can you just reload regular 45 caliber rounds for it? Bullets for it? I mean, for all intents and purposes, is it just like a jacked up 45 Colt? Like a 45 Colt on steroids? Because if it is, that wouldn't be too bad to reload. Oh, or else building a 458. Clover likes his 458. Oh, you don't reload. Clover's piggy shooting. That big old 458 thumps, man. Isn't that kind of what they were built for? Isn't that kind of one of the things 458 was supposed to be intended for when they built it? Those pigs, those hogs. George says he saw 458 bullets today. Man, they're like little, like mini rockets. 04 Hemi says, why reload when I can get 7.62 by 39 for so cheap? Yeah, I got into reloading and I caught the bug, and now I want to reload for everything, like I said. Kalishnikov use 7.62 for hunting hogs. Yeah, no, yeah, 7.62 would be great for hogs. That's actually what I'd like to do for hogs. If I ever go for hogs, I'd like to. I've talked about it with my father-in-law being able to go somewhere. But I, once I got the bug and I started reloading, I also wanted to reload for my 7.62, so I started to 7.62 by 39. I have some rounds worked up. I just haven't shot them yet. Grim, 1% battery. You need a battery pack, buddy. Talk to Clover. He'll loan you a power bank. The thing with 7.62 by 39 is there's not necessarily a ton of available premium rounds, I guess. Not that necessarily a lot of people want them, but they have now the black ammo from Hornady. So, but that shit is so expensive. That's super expensive. So I started reloading. I bought a bunch of cheap Privy brass when it was on sale at Cabela's. I was up at Cabela's one time for a really good price. Shot the hell out of it. I think I bought, I don't know, 200 rounds or something. And I'm reloading that with Hornady SSTs. So I'll have a nice premium, round to shoot. If I ever want to. And 200 rounds is not that expensive to get involved with money-wise, Clovertax says, Black Web, baby. Walmart, 25, can't go wrong. Yeah, I think I know the guy that told you to buy that. From all the reviews I've seen, 7.62 by 39 premium ammo sucks. Balls and is not worth the price. 123 game will follow points is what I'm bulking up on. Hemi, I totally agree. Well, I shouldn't say that. I think if you're talking something for a personal defense round or zombies, that kind of thing, the hollow points are not expanding. So if you want something for around the house or whatever, then you're gonna have to go to a soft point, which tend to be really expensive, or reload for yourself. I just like the ability to reload. So if you want the ability to reload just because you're kind of nuts about it and you want to have it, then why not reload some premium rounds too. RL says, am I still going to the gun show on the 10th? I don't know. I hope so, but it depends. I can't really commit to anything. I probably will have to work in the morning, and depending on what's going on with the family, I might be able to, I might not. I don't know. See you, Grim. Peace. Kalishnikov says he wants a gun that shoots 300 blackout. It would be great for hunting. Why? Okay, here, Clover, you're a good one to ask this. 300 blackout versus 7.62 by 39. Why would 300 blackout be a better round to hunt with over 7.62 by 39? Weights are the same for the most part, right? They're right around 123, 124 grains. Is it the velocity? What is it? Grim had a food. What does that mean? Yeah, RL, I'll let you know. I'll let you know if I'm going to make it. And it could just be like, I don't know. It's tough because that's, my birthday's coming up. So I always like to go to the one around my birthday just in case I do see something that's kind of cool. There's not a whole lot that I'm looking to buy. In last year, I was looking to buy lights. So I looked at a bunch of lights and then didn't commit to any at the show. Ended up buying some recently. I got one on a pistol and one on my shotgun now that I really like. But Blackout. Clover says Blackout because in Supersonic the ballistics are similar, but because the 39 is not really a 308, there are more projectile options with Blackout. The new, yeah, the other 308s is, or I'm sorry, the 7.62 is, yeah, you're right, yeah, there's not a whole lot of options for it. It's 310 or 311 size versus the 308 or the 300 or the 30 caliber. It's not a real 30 caliber. Grim had a food question? What the hell was it? I didn't see that. Let me go up and see if I can see it. If I find it, then I can maybe answer it. Oh, there it is. Later, okay. Hamburger, broiled or fried? Yeah, you guys were talking food chat today, too. Not broiled. I do like grilled. It was on Yankees chat tonight. He was talking about burgers. That's what it was. And yeah, he kind of, I don't know, it depends what you like, because he's like, I don't like it on the grill because then it had tastes like smoke. that's the point, you knucklehead. But yeah, we do some burgers on the char grill and some burgers on the flat top at work. So just depends what you like. 2 Live Moo says, watched your pork belly shrimp fried rice video. My butcher shop charges a lot for the pork belly. If you have an Asian market close to you, check them out. It'll be much cheaper. But sorry, I was reading. You could also trying to think of a good way to cut down your costs on that. If you want to, it's kind of hard because if you get like whole slab, I don't know. You know what else you could do too? And there's something like some restaurants are pretty cool. Some restaurants aren't. If you know a restaurant that uses it, ask them to buy some. You know, yeah, they might charge you a little bit more than cost, but a little bit more than cost for a restaurant is probably still going to be cheaper than what you might get at like a grocery store or something. If they're really expensive, make friends with a chef. You know, go in and talk to them. It's cool. You know, we have customers come in all the time and ask for stuff. You know, if they have a family over at the house and they want an order of our Brussels sprouts or something, or how to do our, you know, they want like 4 orders of Brussels sprouts, but they want to do them at home. So we give it to them like all the ingredients deconstructed kind of so they can do them at home or something like that. Yeah, it's cool. It's almost like catering, you know. It's good. You build relationships with people. Clover says, I say this all the time, you don't know until you ask. That's right. Nodak says boiled cheeseburger. What the hell, boiled? Steamed, I've seen. Steamed is a thing in the northeast, I believe. I think they do this. They do little, almost like sliders, I think they do them as. They have these little tabletop things that you slide it in there and it kind of steams them. I've never had one. I would. Hemi says Whopper is better than a Big Mac. There's your answer. And burger. Oh, that's tough. It's been so long since I've had a Whopper. I don't know. Clover says he loves when you get a nice juicy burger, smoked burger from the grill. Yeah. Scott Puccini, what's going on, brother? PPU is good ammo. PPU is good ammo. I have shot PPU in many of my guns. What I think is awesome, PPU is Serbian. PPU is Privy, if you don't know. Privy Partisan is PPU, same thing. One of the things that I think is really, really cool about PPU, and I hope they continue to do it, is they're not afraid to produce some of the oddball calibers, and they do a really good job with it. 8mm Mauser, when I started shooting my 8mm and I wanted some brass factory rounds, new manufactured rounds, was half the cost of like Federal or something like that. Jumpy says PP on you, haha. Ha ha ha, like a Japanese cartoon. Ha ha ha, I got you good. Ha ha ha. So yeah, don't shy away from PPU, man. They anneal their brass. I would assume with all of it. I know all the rifle brass I've ever shot from them has been annealed. I will say that the brass is light. It's not the thickest cases, but I have not had any trouble with cracking or bulging or anything weird out of the ordinary. So I would do it. I actually ordered one of the most recent things I ordered was 100 rounds of Privy brass for my 8mm, because it's hard to find bulk brass for that. Hemi says he had great results with S&B 9mm, more accurate and much cleaner than the crappy Win white box. Yeah. Everybody says that the Winchester white box is dirty as hell. I don't notice. I don't really care. I mean, I just don't get out enough anymore to really have much of an opinion on a lot of that kind of stuff. If I get out, I shoot. I'm happy to get out, and that's it. I don't give a shit. I don't really care what I'm shooting. And honestly, I don't shoot enough anymore to be too critical of my own accuracy either. Nodak says he'll shoot any 9mm other than MaxTech. MaxTech is that shit that's remanufactured, right? Is that the stuff they sell? I think they sell that at Dick's. RL back in the chat says there's everything from GMX varmint to bonded nozzlers in 311 now, spanning 100 grain to 220. Not much you can't do with it now. Yeah, there's definitely more out there now. And something else that will help that out, I bet, I would put money on, is like the Ruger Ranch, like Travis got, the P11 got, the real Travis. Which I love that rifle. I really, really like that rifle. I'd love to pick one up. But rifles like that coming out that are affordable, that shoot the 7.62x39 bolts, guys are going to want to reload for them. Yeah, they're going to want to get those accurate rounds out of there. Nodak says, yeah, only a dick would sell you that MagTech shit. MaxTech. Psycho Camp, thanks for coming, buddy. It was great to see you. If it's 12:30 there, that means it's 12:30 here. Holy shit, I gotta go to bed too. Herter's aluminum case. Herter's Cabela's. Herter's Cabela's, that's right. Wait a minute. Hold on. RL, you're picking up what? You're picking up one of the Ruger American range rifles? You're a son of a bitch, too. Clover. He said he ate a chicken and cheese filled gnocchi dish last night at Olive Garden. What the heck is a gnocchi? RL, we have to we have to get to the range in one of these times. Once you get it and get it sighted in, we'll have to go to the range. Try and get together. I'd love to shoot it. So anyway, Clover ate a chicken and cheese filled gnocchi dish. All right, so I don't know how the hell you would do a chicken and cheese filled gnocchi, because gnocchi's not a stuffed pasta. A lot of times you will see gnocchi with cheese, and I could see it with chicken, but to actually put the chicken inside the gnocchi somehow, you'd have to like puree it or something, I would think. The juice. Who the hell are you? What are you doing here? Who let you in? No, that's cool. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Gnocchi. Anyway. Gnocchi. The juice says I'm lost. Well, go out the door and make a right, and you'll run straight into one of Clover Jack's lawn chair chats, and there you go. Gnocchi. Gnocchi is technically it's a pasta. It's a pasta that uses cooked and mashed potatoes basically in the dough. So basically you mix mashed potatoes, eggs, flour, whatever seasonings or whatever, and you make like little dumplings out of it. Okay, he says the gnocchi was supposed to be cheese filled. It was served as a bed with grilled chicken and Alfredo on top. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. Probably not cheese filled, but probably more like they had added cheese to the dough. And what is there's a couple of different ways to make gnocchi. It's kind of fun. Well, there's a couple different ways. So you make the dough, and it's almost like it's kind of in between mashed potatoes and pasta in texture. Like it's real soft, kind of like Play-Doh, honestly. A little Play-Doh-ish. And there's a couple of different ways to make it. Some people will just like take their hand and just put a little ball of it and smoosh it. You know, that kind of thing. And then they make these gnocchi, what they would call gnocchi boards. And they're just like little paddles almost. And they have ridges in them. And you put the dough on it and you kind of flick it off with your thumb. And what happens is it comes into a shape that's sort of like this, and it has ridges. Okay? And what the ridges are for, just like a pasta, is supposed to hold on to the sauce a little bit. And then the way that a lot of people will do them, if you want to have those ridges, is you take a fork, just like you would eat with, and you hold it, you know, like this. And you put the gnocchi on like a little ball of it, and you just go bloop. And you can do that onto like a sheet tray or a cookie sheet or something like that and freeze it. Or go into a cookie sheet or whatever, put it directly into the boiling water. And you just boil it just like a pasta. So it's basically like a potato dough. Potato pasta dough. But when you're making it, you could put in like Parmesan cheese or pecorino or something like that. That would be awesome. So that's what gnocchi is. Gnocchi chat. Oh, Kalishnikov leaves. See you, Kalish. See you, buddy. Juice has 200 subs, but why? He says he has leftover. Clover says leftover gnocchi. That's good stuff, man. Gnocchi's good. Gnocchi is one of those things. It's easy to make, but it's hard to make really well. I guess just like a lot of foods, anybody can make it, but sometimes it sucks. Gnocchi's like that. Sometimes they turn out really, really dense and they're really chewy. And then sometimes if you put too much mashed potato in them, when you drop them into boiling water, they just sort of disintegrate. That's a bummer too. But I guess I'd rather have them too hard than disintegrate and just turn into like potato water soup mush. Your neck says, damn it, I'm getting hungry now. That's right. Midnight Range TM, making gun channel members hungry since 2017. Anyone like Nefla soup? Nodak says. What is Nefla soup? That sounds very traditional, like it's traditional in somebody's culture. Nefla sounds like a candy. Two Live Moose says, I shot a bunch of 5.56 American Eagle today. Is the brass worth keeping for those who reload? I would think so. I mean, I don't know why not. I think manufacturing processes now are so good. I see people bitch about different brasses, like, oh, this brass sucks or that brass sucks, but and there was actually I was reading an article one time, it was really funny, and a guy was talking about, was he talking about 223 versus 5.56 brass or something? Or no, maybe it was just 5.56 mix. I think it was just 5.56 mixed head stamp brass. Like, he reloaded it all to the same specs, overall length, everything. Loaded them identical, and went to the range and shot him and paid attention to what he shot and the groupings. And the results were pretty funny. He I can't remember exactly how many rounds he fired, but out of the targets, I think the top 3 targets were all mixed brass. So his mixed brass shot better than his head stamps that were the same. You know, kind of made a believer out of himself, which I don't doubt. There's a lot of variables, a lot of human error. You know, I like the idea of reloading so that I can take as many of the variables out other than human error. So that way when I shoot, if my group sucks, I know it's me and it's not. Clover calls bull. I don't know. What brass do I use? Are you talking to me, Juice? What brass do I use? I've never shot Starline. I have a whole big bag full of mixed 9mm, but I haven't loaded any of it. I just have it because I have it. Primarily in my, let's see if I can run them down here. My 8mm, the most accurate rounds I produce are with Privy brass, and Nosler ballistic tips, which is weird, but it is. 40. I load whatever for my handguns. I don't really care, but I will produce in batches so that all my head stamps match and all my number of reloads match. So if I have a box of 50 that I've reloaded, they're all the same head stamp and they've all been shot twice or whatever. So that can be whatever. I do segregate everything as best I can. I shouldn't even say that. I segregate it well. My 7.62x39 is also Privy. My 308, I have not reloaded for my 308 yet. I can, but I haven't had a chance. And that's going to be Federal. I'm going to be reloading Federal because I bought Federal match grade 175 grains to shoot out of it when I bought it. The Juice says, do you get all your powder within a... Do I get all my powder within a grain? Yeah, I'm pretty... I'm pretty anal about it. Because I don't get the chance to reload and shoot much, it gives me the ability to be very accurate with my rounds. So, my rifle round, everything is within 1/10 of a grain. Yeah. So if if my 8mm rounds are 43.2 grains, I think, then that's what they are. If it comes high or comes low, I dump it out and start again. And then I check every round. I check overall length. With my rifle rounds, with my pistol rounds, I will check every couple. Yeah, my 8mm is a Mauser. It's a Mauser 8mm Mauser, but it's not a Mauser rifle. It's a G9840. It's actually a Hungarian rifle made for the Nazis during Nazi occupation in 1943. It's a family rifle that my grandpa had bought years ago in a bucket of guns. And I got it a few years back because I was interested in it and learning about the history of it. I had no idea what it was. And was told that it had some issues, which it doesn't. It was just the type of ammo that people were trying to shoot through it was not feeding correctly. Has a very, very long throat. And round nose ammo, which is what Americans tended to use pointed soft points and round nose ammo for hunting, wasn't long enough to chamber correctly. It was jamming up into the top of the chamber. So it wouldn't feed right. They thought there was an issue with it, but there's not. It was just the type of ammo. They're traditionally used with a 200 grain Spitzer. So there's lots of bullet to get into that chamber. So that's it. G9840, very cool rifle. It's got a lot of history to it, not a whole lot made, and I keep saying I'm going to do a video on it, and I don't. I really need to because it's a pretty cool piece. Psycho would really like it because he's into militaria. The only thing I've done to it is I sent it away to put a rear sight rail on it, so that I didn't ever have to drill it and tap it. When I first bought it and I wanted to reload for it, I wanted to put a scope on it because I didn't have a rifle with a scope. So I sent it away and did that. I can undo it; it's not a big deal, and put it back to factory, which is neat. Jorge, you guys talking about cheaper than dirt? Yeah. I knew nothing about that until a chat they were talking about it. That is a super dick move, man. That really is. That's a company that doesn't give a shit about its customers. That's a bummer. They're huge too. You know, the only thing, however else says people shop at Dick's too. The only thing that even is like desirable about Dick's is when they do their ammo sales. They'll do like buy one get one 50% off, and you can get a good deal. But other than that, it blows. And yeah, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. When we had a Gander Mountain, our Gander Mountain closed down, dude. Those sumbitches in there did not know what the hell they were talking about. All they wanted to do was make a sale. They'd tell you anything they wanted you to do that you wanted to hear. You know. I had a hell of a crazy experience in my in my Gander when they were still open about a Rock River Arms AR of all. Looking back on it, Rock. There you go. Juice says Rock River. I had a guy trying to sell me a Rock River AR, a used AR, one time, telling me how awesome it was, and how it had upgraded this and an upgraded that and all this kind of stuff. And I literally was like, I almost bought it. And I was like, man, I'm going to go home and think about it. Because at that time, I really wanted to buy an AR. It was before I had my AK. And I was like, I'm going to go home and talk to the wife. It was a nice rifle. And then go back. And I went back the next day. And was looking at it again. And I had just done some research on the way, or in the meantime, and I found out that everything that guy told me was bullshit. It was $1,000. It was $1,000. They wanted $1,000. They'd only had the rifle. They had only had the rifle for a couple of days. They said, which I don't doubt. So. I forget what it was, entry operator or something. They have all these super hopped up names for everything, but it was the quad rail for the rail in the front was quad rail, and then it had the round handguard in the back. It was kind of nice. It was like half and half. I really actually liked. It had a really nice collapsible butt pad or stock. It had a really nice rubbery grip, almost like a Hogue grip. It had, I forget what else. Oh, had a carry handle. Had its own carry handle with it. It had flip-up sights with it. I think. No, flip-up, yeah. So I'm talking to this guy, and he's telling me all this stuff. He's like, oh, this is upgraded stock. This is an upgraded grip. This is an upgraded front rail. This is really nice, man. This is a steal. This is a really good buy. He's like, you can look through. I looked at it, and it didn't look like it was shot a whole lot. And I was like, man, that's when first. Then I did the research and found out that at that very time, literally, I could have went on Rock River Arms site and bought that exact rifle with the collapsible stock, the grip, the front rail, any carry handle I wanted, because they were doing choice of carry handles from the factory, and the sights, 2 mags, and a hard case directly from them, free shipping. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Gander Mountain. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons. That's when I walked out of Gander Mountain and said, you guys, no way, man. Yeah, she probably does. She doesn't know anything about Cheaper Than Dirt either. Cheaper Than Dirt, actually, when that happened, apparently had orders filled, money taken from people, credit cards charged, and they canceled people's orders, and voided the orders and sent the money back and refunded the money and all that stuff, and then jacked up all their prices. Same thing. Hard Target, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. You say carry both. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for stopping in. Anything I can do for you? Need to cook something? I'm your guy. Nodak says, right after my LE 6920, that's a Colt, right? LE 6920 was purchased, Sandy Hook happened. Yeah. Oh man. I'm bummed out I couldn't buy an AR this year. I feel like the clock's ticking, you know? Yeah, you remember the prices going up. So does everybody else, and ammo going through the roof and stuff like that. Like, you know, one day I was buying a case of AK 7.62 for $199 or $210, I forget what it was. And then a couple months later, it was like $500 or something. It was crazy. But okay, so you're price gouging. Whatever, you're a dick. We get it. You're an asshole. You wanna rape everybody for you can. But to actually void out people's orders is even like, that's above and beyond. That's crazy. And that's why, you know, most of the guys around here they won't do cheaper than dirt. What are you talking about, mac and cheese? Oh, NEA's, the mac and cheese. Yeah. NEA does like that mac and cheese I made, man. I'll tell you what, if I ever need a plug, all you gotta do is talk about mac and cheese on his channel. They'll throw my name right out there. I got him with the habanero. He likes the spicy shit. Yeah, back when 22 LR was impossible to find. Yeah, it was crazy. Of all the things, I've shot hundreds of thousands of 22s, and then, you know, it's like gold. Can't find it anywhere. It's crazy. Aero Precision Nodak says, Aero Precision makes a nice sub to $700 rifle. I see them on sale a lot. Their stuff seems to go on sale quite often, and their parts like crazy, and they do seem to be some nice looking rifles. Clover says he wants to order one of hard targets. Shipping it's so crazy. I guarantee those poor bastards at the post office absolutely hate those flat rate boxes, because anything you can shove in those son of a bitches fit in there, they'll take it. It's crazy. I know when I buy bullets and stuff, it's like this tiny little box packed with lead. And the box is always taped up like crazy, like 3 or 4 different ways, so it doesn't break open in shipping. It's funny. It says up to 3 in a box for $19, $18.85, and that son of a bitch is probably heavy as hell. God, they probably hate that. They probably hate you, man. Palmetto stuff is mostly made by Aero. Palmetto PSA was was where I wanted to buy a rifle from this year. They're really nice. 60 pounds. Clover says he orders lead shot and it's 50 pounds in a little box. They hate it. I bet, man. I know it. What? Hard Target says they stole 2 shipments already and refused to pay my insurance claim. How the hell is that? Either you got it or either they delivered or they didn't. What the hell is it? How can they refuse it? That's bullshit, man. That RL says he's got a lot of Palmetto stuff. The one it was like 2 weeks ago we were talking about it. It was I think it was 449 or 459. It was a really nice looking rifle. Yeah, he's out $325 and I'm finding that's bullshit, man. That sucks. I mean, if you drop the damn thing off and it wasn't delivered, and they know it wasn't delivered because they can track everything, how the hell can they fight you on it? That's a shame, bud. Corban DPX is so good, Jumpy says. I've never shot Corban. I'm a Hornady guy. Hornady and Gold Dot. Hard Target says they stamped the box delivered with contents missing and still won't pay. Fucking amazing. They probably picked the damn thing up. They fell out somewhere and they just didn't give a shit about picking them up. Here's your empty box, asshole. We need to have a crowdfunding session and get me an AR. Arl says, true, but I'm waging as much of a war as I can. I tell everyone that will listen about that shit. Your next says he gets Hornady all the time, mostly around cute girls. Girls? Come on, buddy. You can talk to us. You don't have to fake it here. Two live moo. Yeah, Arrow, if you get the deals.net app or on their website, it used to be Slick Guns. Arrow's got a lot of stuff on there, man. Corban, Jumpy says Corban doesn't deform as bad as bonded lead bullets. Corban DPX. DPX, yeah. The Juice says, thanks for posting all the food videos so I can impress people like I can cook. That's what they're there for, man. That's what they're there for. They, I've had a couple of people tell me that the videos shouldn't be quite as long as they are normally. I've had a couple of real long ones. Or, that they're surprised that some of the, because they know I'm a professional. Not an expert, but a professional. There's a difference. I do not call myself an expert at anything, that's for sure. That, my stuff's not more extravagant or fancy or like high-end ingredients, all that kind of stuff. and that's not what it's about right now. At the very late, especially now in the beginning, like I said, it's all about building techniques and teaching people how to do stuff. You know, it all started with the butterscotch. You know, and that's the whole idea of my killer food series is, here's how to make this dish, but here's really how to make it. Like, not just like, hey, you throw this in there and and bam, there you go. Sure, I can make a 2-minute video and be like, here's a bunch of ingredients, and then I sauteed this shit together, and here it is on the plate. But that's not what it's about. I want it to be more like people to be able to watch it and watch it once, and then, you know, maybe get everything together, and if they want to refresh themselves, watch it again and do it themselves. Because then you learn. You learn how to do it. It's all, you know, just following a recipe isn't necessarily teaching you the hows and the whys. Those are the important things. And what terms mean, and, you know, like letting people know that they don't necessarily have to follow the recipe exactly. Here's some consequences of doing that. You know, sometimes it's great to deviate and you come up with your own stuff, and that's awesome. So I don't know nothing about no Colt ammo either. So you're in the wrong chat. Go somewhere where people know what the hell they're talking about. Yeah, the chew. Man, and it's a shame because there's a lot of talent on those shows, man. Mario Batali's he's a pimp. That dude is knowledgeable as all hell. Jumpy Killer just says food. Food. The chew. Yeah. But Batali was actually one of the guys when I was a kid that was doing shows on Food Network before Food Network was big, before it was a thing. You know, there was a couple of guys that had shows. Graham Kerr, Martin Yan. Martin Yan is one of my favorites. I love Martin Yan. He showed how much fun you can have when you're cooking. You know, he's using his cleaver and he's slapping things around and he's laughing, he's telling jokes, and he's kind of making fun of himself a little bit. He really was one of the guys that I looked at and I was like, wow, this guy's having a blast. That looks awesome. Good Eats is an amazing show. Alton Brown is an amazing guy. Very, very smart. And to some extent, that's kind of what I try and bring to my videos is, you know, the sort of the things that most people don't talk about in a lot of cooking videos. They'll just say, you know, hey, marinate this and saute this and whatever, and they kind of dumb it down. I don't necessarily like to dumb it down all that much, you know, so that way you guys learn something. Justin Wilson, he guarantee. Justin Wilson, Mario Batali, Graham Kerr, Martin Yan, Bobby Flay had that show Grillin' and Chillin'. I can't remember the guy that he did the show with though. Bobby Flay was really, really young. He was a chef in New York at the time, and he did everything on a gas grill, and the other guy did it on a charcoal grill. The other guy was like rednecky, and he was like city boy, you know, grilling and chilling. And Emerald blew up, you know. All right, RL, thanks. See you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. Somebody said something about Alton Brown. What was it? Alton Brown is a science man. That sure he is. See you, Hemi. Thanks for stopping in, buddy boy. I appreciate it. Yeah, Alton Brown never, ever, ever called himself a chef. He actually, in interviews, tells you not to call him a chef. He's not a chef. He hasn't paid his dues in that way to be called a chef, which I respect. On the same note, I've never told anybody in my whole career to call me chef. I've had an awful lot of people ask me what to call me. They say, "What should I call you? Should I call you Travis? Should I call you chef? Should I call you whatever?" Say, if you think I deserve to be called chef, then you call me chef. It's just, I'm a pretty humble guy. I try and keep it real. Try and keep it real, as they say. And there is, in my mind, there is a huge difference between a cook and a manager and a chef. And, you know, if you think I deserve it, then there you go. Or as my Spanish guys call me, Jeff. They say, "Hey, Jeff. ¿Qué pasa, Jeff?" For a little while there, I actually wanted to get a chef coat that said Jeff on it, Jeff, because that's what all my Spanish guys used to call me. Oh man, it's getting late, huh? Jeff? Yeah, that's it, Jeff. My name's not Jeff, but when the Spanish guys would say chef, it would come out, Jeff. Hey, Jeff, ¿qué pasa? My kitchen Spanish is strong. It's actually not. Unfortunately, my Spanish kind of sucks. You have to go to the real Travis for that. Mexicans say, Huemart. Hey, Hue. ¿Qué pasa, Hue? ¿Qué pasa, Hue? ¿Cómo está? Yeah, kitchen Spanish. Kitchen Spanglish. Well, do I want an AR for Christmas? There's two things that these guys all know. There's two things, and I've had them try and tell me which one to buy, and every time I ask them, they say a different answer. I say, do I get a laptop or do I get a AR? There's lots of other things I want, but those are two of the top ones. I also really want a new carry pistol. I'm really interested in the shields, Smith & Wesson shields, and 40. I know some of you don't like 40, but I still like a 40. But I feel like the AR is just, it's so inexpensive right now. It's just, kind of hate to miss it, but it's important to get the AR. Or, see, I said it. It's important to get a laptop. It's good for the channel, and that's kind of what Patreon is for. I opened up, did the Patreon account, which is going great. And you know what? Cycle was here and Ghost was in there, and I didn't even say thanks. I always like to say thanks to the Patreon for Patreon. I've got 10 guys over there right now. It's not a ton of money, but it's neat. I'm just gonna let it pile up, and use it for something. Basically, just treat it like laptop money. Even if we do get a laptop, hey, there's Ghost. Holy shit! I didn't think you were still here, buddy. Yeah, Clover Tack. Man, let's see if I can remember. It's Smeggy, Clover, Ghost, Cycle. Man, I usually have to write it down so I can remember it. I'm so bad. Fine Ape, Jared Walsh. Shit. I feel bad. There's 10. I know there's 10. You snuck up on this. A laptop is a must for you, so if the AR has to wait, it has to wait. I know, it's just a bummer. It's a bummer because it's so inexpensive. You can get such a nice rifle for like $450. That PSA is $450, but the laptop is important, so we'll probably get the laptop instead. What spooky is spooky here? There he is. Ghost is here. Ghost, you should be sleeping. You need your beauty sleep. Ghost, we were talking about fusion food, and they brought you up. If you don't know, Ghost's wife is from Japan. No, just because they knew your wife was from Japan. And we're still waiting for that gorilla video. With her in a gorilla costume. What was the hell is that? If we get a laptop computer, you want a separate one? No, I don't want a separate one. I think it would... You want a Mac. You want a big old expensive Mac, and I don't think I don't need a Mac. I'm happy with a cheap old, just an inexpensive laptop. You know, doesn't have to be too big, doesn't have to be too fancy. George said he bought a part or two every month to complete his AR. I'd like to buy a complete rifle. It's, I don't know, just more my style right now. I'm not looking to get into the parts and the extra stuff to have to build it for right now. I'd like to get something built and then work my way backwards. What do these guys use to shoot their vids? I know Ghost uses GoPro. He uses a camcorder. Some of the guys will use some cell phone stuff. Clover does a lot of his lives. He'll do his live chats on his phone like this, like I'm doing. But for the most part, they'll process their stuff on a computer, or they'll edit on a computer. Not a whole lot of people edit on their phone like I do. Build laptop? I'm not building a goddamn laptop. I'll screw that shit up hardcore. Jumpy says, Ghost, what is a weeboo? The fuck? Weeboo. He said you can get a decent refurbished laptop pretty cheap. Yeah. Well, tomorrow's... I mean, it's a time of the year, too. We'll snag something, probably. Pretty soon. Clover's you got to be careful because Clover is he's super YouTube nerdy. He gets super in depth with everything. This is his hobby. Big into it. Yeah. The hell are we at here? 144 minutes. Goddamn. Yeah, I didn't watch your video on your gimbal. Hopefully we'll add a Samsung, my new smooth Q gimbal soon too. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm going to SHOT Show with these guys. I'm going to be their cameraman. So, sorry. All you guys got to do is get me out of there. Get me out there. Get me plane fare. I'll cook my ass off for you and be your cameraman all week. Looked it up. Jumpy looked it up on YouTube. Bunch of kids dressed as cartoon characters. What was that? That weeboo? What was that? Jumpy's talking nonsense now. I think he's been drinking. Weeaboo. You just got to figure out how to get me out there. And find somebody to cook at the restaurant while I'm gone. And pay my bills while I'm gone. It's easy. That's all you got to do. All you got to do is get me there, pay my bills, find somebody to cook, buy all the food, and I'll cook for you. That's where it's at. That's easy plan, right? Clover says, have you heard the latest freak out over YouTube Kids? Apparently lots of vulgar and sexual content is on there big time. Clover, that's one you want to talk to my wife about. Yeah, we ditched YouTube Kids off of his tablet because she was, yeah. There was one of the ones before that. I mean, before anything that, before that kind of stuff even kind of came out, like she was showing me a lot of videos of like, it's really weird. It's hard to describe. It's like the movie Cars, you know, and like there'll be Spider-Man, there'll be all this. Ghost got to get some ugly sleep. I get a lot of that every night. I get so much ugly sleep. I don't know what to do with myself. But anyway, thanks, buddy. Thanks for coming, man. It's always awesome to see you show up. I always love having you here. It'll just be like almost like a video game, and there'll be just Spider-Man running around and car crashes, and like it's just weird. Like it's very, very odd stuff. It's like it's just clickbait with almost nothing going on other than just cars driving around or Spider-Man running around or something. It's really weird. So that's one of the things. And then you know, I don't know, she can get way into depth on a lot of it because she has done a lot of research on it too, and it's weird. It's weird. I mean, it's just so scary that you can't trust anything anymore with your kids, you know? Your kids are older, but, you know, our little man's pretty young yet, so it's just a scary time, you know? And you don't want to be paranoid. You don't want to walk around and be paranoid all the time, but Jesus, you know? Uh-oh. I'm out of juice. The juice is loose. Yeah, talking YouTube. Fucking freaking YouTube, man. YouTube Kids is screwed up. Regular YouTube screwed up. It's funny. It's funny, people are freaking out at YouTube Kids because there's YouTube videos on YouTube Kids that are like all creepy and scary and weird. But yet, you know, regular YouTube is censoring all sorts of crazy stuff or blocking stuff or making it hard for people to do videos about, you know, totally legal adult content. Really weird. Good night, beautiful love. All right. So now what, guys? Are we out of stuff to? Have we run out of stuff to talk about? It's quite possible. It's pretty late. I can't even tell what time it is, to tell you the truth. So, if it's that time of night, you guys probably want to get to sleep too. If not, go over to Gun Channels. Check it out. Your next is heating up food to eat now. Do it, man. It's all you. I'm going to bed. So, yeah, it's like 1:30 here, I think. So, let's call it a night. Go check out Gun Channels if you want to hop in a chat there. If you want to bullshit some more about some random stuff. That's the perfect place to bullshit about random stuff. Clover, thanks for keeping everybody busy tonight till I got on here. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow, I'm sure. I'll be trying to listen at work to Matt's chat. And if anything interesting happens, give me a yell. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.